With Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9 being right around the corner, many of you may be wondering, how did Maul get his new double-bladed lightsaber as seen in the Clone Wars Season 7 trailer for the Siege of Mandalore? I'm going to break down exactly where Maul's unique new lightsaber comes from and some very interesting theories about how exactly he acquired it. So before we get into it, remember to subscribe to the channel to be notified when I drop my Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9 recap plus explainer as soon as it releases on Disney+. In Darth Maul's fight with Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi, he used the double-bladed red lightsaber with a silver alloy hilt. The saber had 4 red buttons for activation, along with 3 black rings to hold the hilt together. His lightsaber consisted of 2 previous lightsabers that were fused together so the blades could extend out into a single line. Each of the blades on the saber could be ignited separately depending on the severity of the situation and the skill of the opponent being faced. The design of his original lightsaber was actually based on ancient plans found deep within a Sith holocron that was owned by his master at the time, Darth Sidious. Maul of course lost his first double-bladed lightsaber on Naboo after both he and his saber were sliced in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi and thrown into the reactor shaft along with the now split blade. His sliced blade was later recovered from the shaft on Naboo by the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Upon Maul's return to Dathomir after his many years in exile, he was handed back half of the original blade that was split in 2 by Kenobi many years prior. He used the original half of his blade for numerous battles and skirmishes in the Outer Rim, fighting pirates, crime lords, and even Jedi. Following his rampage of carnage in the Outer Rim, he was found and captured by Pre Vizsla and his Death Watch group, eventually forming an alliance with him to take control of Mandalore. The alliance eventually went sour, however, with Pre Vizsla betraying and imprisoning Maul. Having numerous connections with the criminal underworld from his takeover of Mandalore meant that Maul was able to break free from his prison and challenge Pre Vizsla to a ceremonial Mandalorian duel to take control of the Darksaber. Maul of course came out victorious in this battle, claiming the Darksaber for himself and taking the rulership of Mandalore. After this, Maul began to use the sliced half of his original lightsaber in his offhand with the prized Darksaber in his main hand. His rule of Mandalore was brought to a swift halt as his former master, Sidious, noticed his growing power and sought to stop him before he could become a rival. After his capture by Sidious, he lost both the Darksaber and his original red lightsaber. The Mandalorians who were still loyal to Maul broke him out of the galaxy's most impenetrable prison and returned both the Darksaber and his original blade to him. If you want to see the story of exactly how Maul was broken out of this notorious prison, you can check out the last video on the channel which covers the Son of Dathomir comics in the lead up to Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9. This finally leads us to Maul's new double-bladed lightsaber from the Clone Wars Season 7 teaser trailer, where he uses it to duel Ahsoka. The new lightsaber uses Maul's original blade from all the way back in the Phantom Menace but has one shocking addition. The other half of the blade is actually the same blade that Asajj Ventress uses in the Dark Disciple books. Dark Disciple is the series that shows the redemption of Ventress and her adventures in the underworld after the events of the last time that we see her in the Clone Wars series. Although neither the book or other canon material that has since come out confirms exactly how Maul acquired her yellow blade, it is definitely the same type. It's possible that after the death of Asajj Ventress, her yellow lightsaber was buried with her on Dathomir, allowing Maul to return to his home planet to retrieve it. This would make a lot of sense as Maul obviously has a deep connection to Dathomir and the Night Sisters. It's even possible that Ventress even appeared to Maul through the Night Sister magic, guiding him to take the blade from her in her honour. Because Ventress's lightsaber had a yellow kyber crystal inside, producing its yellow blade, Maul would have had to bleed the crystal to turn it to the familiar red colour that we see in the trailers. This would signify that Maul is definitely still embracing the dark side during the events of the Siege of Mandalore. And that's the story of how Darth Maul acquired his new double-bladed lightsaber for the Siege of Mandalore in Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel to be notified as soon as I drop my explainer plus recap video the moment Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9 drops on Disney+. Thanks so much for watching, cheers guys.